Japan elects a hardline conservative as first female prime minister. So Sanae Takaichi has become Japan's first female prime minister after winning a parliamentary vote in Tokyo on Tuesday. The veteran Liberal Democrat Party politician, often dubbed as Japan's Iron Lady. So step aside, Britannia. Japan's got its own Margaret Thatcher now, after her political idol, former British Britannian Prime Minister Margaret the Iron Lady Thatcher, is known for social conservatism, nationalism, and backing an expanded role for the country's military. Here we go. She is 64 years old, has supported revising the pacifist clause in Japan's post-war constitution, and formally recognizing Japan's self-defense forces as a national army. Well, that's a change in tune. She also supported higher defense spending and closer cooperation with the United States. Her stance on national security has drawn comparison to the policies of former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, whom she shared a close political ties and is considered to be his protege. The longtime visitor of Tokyo's Yasukuni Shrine, which honors Japan's war dead, including convicted World War II criminals. Well, that's not good. Takaichi has also been criticized by neighboring countries for what they view as historical revisionism. She has framed the visits as personal acts of respect, while also arguing that war crimes committed by Japanese soldiers have been exaggerated. Listen, come here. We're gonna sit down for a minute. Listen, sometimes the universe plays some crazy, insane jokes. Okay, it does. The universe got some dark humor. But if you ever look at what happened in Nanking, all right, when the Imperial Japanese Army went into China, went to Nanking, all right, it was a most horrific, one of the many horrific war crimes that took place during the Second World War. Did you guys know that there was a member of the German Third Reich that was trying to protect civilians there? No one knows about this. This is one of these unheard stories, but it's a pretty big deal. When you got somebody from the German Third Reich wagging their fingers like, hey, what you guys are doing is wrong. Oh, you know that it's pretty bad. Can't say it was exaggerated. I mean, in South Korea, there are dedicated memorials and shrines to the comfort women that were forcibly taken in by the Imperial Japanese Army to be used and abused and trafficked. I mean, the wounds are still deep. Just can't say what the Imperial Army did was exaggeration. No, it was not. All right, you don't call the expansion of what the Empire of Japan did just a little walk in the park. These were very horrific war crimes. But okay, here we go. Okay, let's continue on. Let's continue on. We continue on. Domestically, Takaichi has opposed same-sex marriage, backed male-only imperial succession. Okay, and criticized proposals for separate surnames for married couples. She has also argued for strengthening borders and implementing tighter immigration and refugee policies, while calling to tackle visa overstays, over tourism, and land purchases by foreigners, particularly near strategic assets. Well, to those dumb nuisance streamers, okay, let me just say this. The only positive thing I could see out of this is a lot of those criminal nuisance streamers that go to Japan, people who are trying to be Johnny Somali 2.0, they're probably going to get hit hard with the fullest extent of the law. That's one of the positive things I could see about it. It's gonna be rough on tourists who want to enjoy the culture, the music, the people, the food, all of that. But for those nuisance streamers, oh please, for those nuisance criminal streamers, crack down on them. That's the only thing I could smile about. Like, okay, all right, she's gonna go after the nuisance streamers because I something tells me that her government isn't going to play that game, and she's going to find somebody to make an example out of. Mark my words. Mark my words. Mark my words. She's going to find somebody to make an example out of, like how South Korea is making an example out of Johnny Somali. Or like how the Philippines are making an example out of Italy. Some nuisance streamer is going to do something very stupid in Japan, and they're going to get hurt. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. And bad cookies. You know the rules. I want 100 sit-ups, 100 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, and a 3-mile run. You don't talk about Fight Club. All right? That's the first rule. What's the second rule? There you go. Continuing forward on foreign policy, Takaichi described China's growing military power as a serious concern as it urged deterrence measures, including forming a security pact with the self-governing island of Taiwan. Takaichi is also seen as unlikely to pursue any major rapprochement with Russia, as she's repeatedly claimed sovereignty over the southern Kuril Islands, which were incorporated into the Soviet Union in 1945 as part of the post-war settlement. Takaichi takes office at a difficult time for Japan as the country faces a record low birth rate, rapidly aging population, persistent inflation, and public anger over political scandals that have weakened trust in the ruling LDP. I'm going to be following up on this story. Very curious to see what happens, but I'm going to stand true to my prediction, because knowing that there are some hungry clout demons on Twitch or on Kick on YouTube, somebody's going to do something stupid, and her government's going to make an example out of one of them. It's going to happen, and it's going to be funny.